Are the DC films finally getting a brighter future? This week on Heat Vision Breakdown, we look at if Aquaman, Shazam, and Wonder Woman 1984 are shaping up to give the heroes a chance to move on from the baggage of their universe so far, mostly by stepping away from it. I'm gonna skip the part here where I'd usually detail DC's movie woes of the past, because after 5 years of solid complaining, it's time to just give it a rest. Let's all be positive for a change, okay? Warner Brothers showed off footage from 3 upcoming films at this year's San Diego Comic-Con, a place where, granted, anything can look good. I mean, Suicide Squad was hailed as a future masterpiece in 2015. No! Positivity. The key is that these new films are looking less and less connected. The big question mark is Aquaman, based on a character known for being the butt of jokes thanks to his rather useless role in the 1970s animated series Super Friends. If someone gets mugged on a pier though, you better look out.
My ability to talk with fish is of no help, Wonder Woman.
After months of fans hounding him, seriously, director James Wan finally unveiled what happens when you put Jason Momoa in wet jeans for 2 hours and give him a contract allowing him to say as many one-liners as he wants.
Redheads! You gotta love them!
In terms of scope, Aquaman looks to be DC's most ambitious movie yet, with writer Geoff Johns contributing to the story after his 2011 comic book run helped revitalize the character. Wan has described Aquaman as a quest film and has said it's closer to a fantasy adventure movie than a superhero film. Also, there's crab people. While it technically takes place after Justice League, which introduced Momoa's tattooed surfer bro version of the character, it's also an origin story, and there's very little that seems to harken back to Zack Snyder's superhero team-up. Even the mechanics of how Atlantis works is different in Justice League, which establishes people need to create weird air pockets in order to communicate, making their choice to live underwater kind of, well, dumb. Not so in Wan's film.
That was the worst pep talk ever.
Also shown at Comic-Con was the first trailer for Shazam, which along with the upcoming Flash movie is being billed as DC showing off its lighter side. Good to know that they have one. The trailer showed off the Tom Hanks' big meets superhero movie concept, and while there's a Batarang and newspaper clippings referencing Superman, this film also doesn't seem to be about universe building. Instead, it looks like a story about 2 childhood friends, one of whom becomes a superhero, or else is going through one hell of a lot of puberty in a short period of time.
I don't even know how to pee in this thing!
It's worth noting that Shazam was originally going to feature Dwayne Johnson as the villain Black Adam. But in the years the film was in development, The Rock became such a big star that it only made sense to divide the films in 2 and let Black Adam get his own movie. So yes, there will likely be more, but hopefully this could be akin to how Wonder Woman featured just a slight nod to Bruce Wayne and the Justice League, as opposed to how Batman v Superman, Trial of the Century, ham-fistedly tried to set up, you know, every character in the Justice League. Finally, there's Wonder Woman 1984, which is set in the past and thus doesn't need to try to build up to a Justice League-style team-up. Even though it's just a few weeks into production, the footage shown at Comic-Con worked the crowd into a frenzy, with Diana Prince taking on 2 bad guys in a 1980s mall food court. That'll teach you to cut in line in Orange Julius. DC also has a lot of other films in various stages of development, including a Joker origin story that already has Joaquin Phoenix, Robert De Niro, and Francis Conroy on the call sheet. But that's a literal standalone that doesn't connect at all to DC's larger universe. There's also a Flash movie described as taking inspiration from Back to the Future, as well as a female-focused Harley Quinn spin-off Birds of Prey. However, there's no talk of a Justice League 2 or any other universe-spanning team-ups. Perhaps this is how DC can move forward and compete with Marvel, by not trying to beat Marvel at its own game and instead going back to basics and making films that are only very loosely tied together and don't rely on characters' mothers sharing the same name as its climactic moment.
Why did you say that name?
So what do you think? Do you think DC is about to get it right? Let us know in the comments right down there, and don't forget to subscribe.